Aikido is, more than anything else, a continuous hard training and disciplining of the body, mind, and senses. At the core of Aikido practice is developing wisdom. In a confrontation, it's essential that you don't behave like a beast, trying only to injure your opponent while protecting yourself. Bugokuro, Budo spirit, is the determination to resolve a confrontation using all of your abilities and wisdom, not just technique. It is critical to realize that Aikido is the expression and embodiment of this Bugokuro. Aikido includes the elements of bugi, or combat techniques, and considers the real possibility of confrontation. Analyzing a survival situation in terms of the relationship with the opponent leads to discovering the most effective fighting techniques. Paradoxically, continuing to develop this approach leads to a harmonious state because the perfection of fighting strategies leads to the realization that no matter how strong you are, you can't fight against all existence. This realization is the way to reach harmony according to the principles of Aikido. In getting to this harmony, an internal process must occur that begins in a confrontational state, but reaches a stage of non-confrontation. Without working through this process, there can be no Budo. We live in the world most often in groups, not alone. The result of this is that comparisons arise. For example, strong versus weak. Each individual tries to develop his particular abilities and compensate for his weaknesses in order to create an advantage over others. For example, by developing speed, strength, or weapon skills. This is the process that eventually led to Budo. In this world, you're bound to have confrontations, and no matter how successful you are in dealing with them, you will eventually realize that there's always someone or something bigger or stronger than you. Ultimately, the most effective defense is not head-on confrontation with an opponent, but to merge with and become part of that opponent. This is how the principle of confrontation evolves into the principle of non-confrontation. At the heart of Aikido is Yamato Gokuro, the idea that martial arts are developed to protect those unable to protect themselves against aggression. Those who follow this philosophy devote themselves to developing Budo to protect peaceful people against cruelty and violence. Aikido includes martial arts, but it goes further. You should understand that Aikido includes philosophies and ideas that go beyond any martial art defined solely as combat technique. True Aikido practice synthesizes Budo with the evolution of confrontation into non-confrontation. Sadly, much of what is called Aikido practice compromises this fundamental essence. What follows is a technical description of the physical principles for true Aikido practice, which provides the foundation for total rather than partial realizations of this art.